Morning, and we'll start the news of the day video with the news at the bottom of the board, which is that Robert Thomas has been ruled out for game one, or game two, I should say, likely after the hit that he got in game one from Torrey Krug. So with Thomas out, that forces St. Louis to put somebody else in. But the nice thing that St. Louis and Boston both have going for them, they have depth. So I don't necessarily look at this and say, oh, well, this is, what St. Louis did against San Jose. It's not on that level. We're not there. Thomas, good young kid. Hopefully he's back for game three. At the top of the board, we have the ridiculousness that I've been seeing a lot of. Now the Sportsnet's reporting it as well. Could Lucic be traded for Eriksson? So could Lucic go to Vancouver and Louis Eriksson goes to Edmonton? If Vancouver and Edmonton make that deal, I don't understand it. It's a bad contract for a bad contract. I don't get it. And on an Oilers point of view, I really don't get it. I understand that Lucic's contract is a poor one, but I don't know that Eriksson necessarily fixes their problem, which is they need wingers that score goals. They also need wingers that are able to keep up with McDavid and with Draisaitl, and I'm not sure that this fixes anything for anybody. So what we're looking at here is a situation where both teams have a bad contract. We'll also hear buyout rumors between now and the end of June. I think they're both stuck with them, personally, but we'll see. Anders Nilsson signed a 2-year extension with the Ottawa Senators, so that's kind of surprising to me just a little bit. And I mean just a little bit in that Nilsson put up better numbers with Ottawa than he did with Vancouver. Seemed to fit in pretty well there. Had a pretty nice mask after he updated from the Vancouver Canucks to the Ottawa Senators. And so I'm happy for him. I like Nilsson. I think he can be a good backup, and hopefully it works out for him with the Ottawa Senators. So it'll be him and Anderson next year, and we'll see how that plays out. Now, Canuck fans are going to be... I've been getting a lot of messages on various socials, whether it's Twitter, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Instagram. And yes, I saw the leak of the Canucks jersey. It's not this. It's not. It's the current logo minus Vancouver, and they've inverted the logo on the sleeve so that it's a white stick and rink on the blue jersey. I'm assuming on the white one, it'll be a blue stick and rink. It's exactly what a lot of people thought it was going to be. Remember when they first said that they were going to change the Canucks jerseys and everybody lost their minds? I said they'll probably just drop the Vancouver. And that's what they're doing. And I've seen people saying, oh, it's so much better. Now it's beautiful. Oh, come on. It's a word mark. It's basically the same jersey. So a lot of people are going to go out and buy it, and it's just going to be awesome. I'm fine with what I have. I'll order the new ones when they come in, sure, but I'm not paying full price, and I'm certainly not. I'm not nearly, I guess, as excited about it as others. I don't know. It's such a small change, and I think the Blackhawks are going to make a very small change with theirs too. So I think fans get all worked up about the smallest things, and to me, the word mark on the Vancouver jersey, I got it. I understood why it was there. If you understand the history of hockey in Vancouver, the word mark over the logo made perfect sense. And for people who want to get rid of the Orca, go back to the skate, it's not going to happen. For people who want to change the colors, there are very marketable reasons why Vancouver uses blue and green, the color of the sea, the color of the mountains. I understand that people are worried Seattle might pick the same colors. I think they may pick similar colors just with a different hue, and it might look completely different. Maybe they go with a darker blue and a brighter green. Maybe they go with it. It's not a big deal, but I have to discuss it. And we're gonna hear, if you're a Leafs fan or if you're not a Leafs fan, you're gonna hear Mitch Marner offer sheet talk between now and whenever he signs his new contract with Toronto. I have discussed many, many, many times over the amount of money you have to spend to get Marner so that the Leafs won't match is huge. You would have to forfeit 4 first-round draft picks in order to do it. And I don't know very many teams that are like, yeah, we don't have to have a first-rounder for the next 4 years. There's no lottery protection for that. It's 4 first-round draft picks in a row. And honestly, that price is too high too high a price to pay, I believe, for Mitch Marner. And I'm a Marner fan, but you don't know where your team's going to necessarily be in the standings 2 years from now, much less 4 years from now. And the teams that would be willing and able to have the cap room and the draft picks to make that move are the teams that I can't see Marner signing with, because now Marner has to sit down and his agent has to sit down and negotiate with, let's say, Florida. Let's just throw Florida out there. And so they have to sit down and negotiate with Florida, and he has to be willing to go to Florida, and then Florida has to be willing to lose 4 first-round draft picks when adding Mitch Marner wouldn't necessarily fix anything for Florida. Florida's problems don't have to do with scoring goals. So, and I'm just using them as an example. It's not. I just don't see how it works. So it's this nebulous thing, and I understand that there's probably some concern with some Leaf fans, not very many, but that the idea that he could get offer sheeted and go somewhere else for $11 million per. Again, you got to pay over $10.5 million to really make Toronto even think about it. And so you've got this huge Marner contract, which when he moves to a new team doesn't work. And then on top of that, it just, I don't understand. I don't get it. On to other news. 108 players taking part in the scouting combine this week. Do not look for news on how Kakko's numbers compare to Jack Hughes's, because Kaapo Kakko is not at the scouting combine. I don't think that's going to hurt his draft rating at all. It will be interesting to see how the numbers turn out, but again, a lot of scouts for a lot of teams at this point are going to have a pretty good idea over who they would draft in whichever position they're in. This just gives them a better idea of where strength training is for their players who might be most physically ready to endure the rigors of the NHL. But that's where we're at. Back to the whole jersey thing. Of course, I'm wearing my Johnny Canuck third. They never wore this. My Johnny Canuck fashion jersey for the Canucks, because I know there's a lot of people that want this. But you've already got the Vancouver Giants. The Giants already have kind of a very similar logo, and I've never thought that making the Canucks lumberjacks would necessarily mean they'd get taken any more seriously in the National Hockey League. But you do have some hope if you want to see something different for Vancouver, in that they're going to have a brand new third jersey this year as well. So not just the home and away, not just the throwback skate they're doing for the 50th anniversary, but you're going to get a brand new third jersey as well. All right, so there you go. News of the day. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. If you're browsing your way through, you just happened upon this video. And hey, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.